Now we get to the fun part of the project, and that's covering your cornice board with fabric. You can pick out whatever pretty color fabrics you want. My best advice for you in fabric shopping is to first check out your local Joann Fabrics. They have huge selection at most of their bigger stores, and you can use their coupons, so you can save 40% off one cut of fabric. So you can get fabric for a standard cornice board, usually for less than $20, because you only need about a half a yard to cover a standard cornice. So if your fabric's $40 a yard, which is some premium nice fabric, you're going to be fine at like 20 bucks. Now here's the fun part. This is the part I love, and it's when you grab the fabrics and you pull in colors and textures to really make that room of yours pop. So maybe you want something dark and rich, a little bit masculine in your room, or you love something striped and rich and subtle like a spa colors with some fun little tassel, or you want to go for the traditional, and here's a faux silk with a simple loop brush fringe. So there endless options for you in terms of the colors and patterns that you want to do. So keep in mind, when you do a cornice board project, you don't need a whole lot of fabric. So you can splurge on that really beautiful fabric that you fell in love with and not feel so bad. For a standard cornice board like this, you only need a half a yard of fabric. Before you get to do the pretty part, you have to put a liner on your cornice board. It's a cotton batting, and it gives it a little cushion so that the fabric doesn't look so rough around the edges of the wood. So you can find it at Joann Fabrics. You get a big bundle of it for about $15. It's enough to do probably 3 or 4 cornice boards. And you will lay it under your cornice board with your cornice board face down, and then you're going to just tuck the edges in and staple. And do that around the whole perimeter, trying to keep it nice and flat in the corners where you tuck it and staple. For this cornice board, I'm using this gorgeous brick red medallion print fabric. It's a little bit of an upholstery weight, but you don't have to have anything quite this heavy. It's just an absolutely beautiful heavy fabric, but it has this great medallion design. Keep in mind, it's really, really important when you're doing this, that you center the fabric print. You don't want to have a print, half of it missing on one end and half of it. You want to have it centered. So take time to line up and see if there's any pattern that comes out again and again, so you have a beautiful, even, so it looks like it's professionally done. I like to start at the top of the stop at the top of the cornice board and work my way down, matching the pattern along the edge of the wood so that I know the pattern is lined up continuously along the length. When you get to the corner, you want to try to make a nice even pleat across the top. When you get to the corner, make sure that you end up with a nice, even, crisp pleat across the corner, and then staple. Now that your cornice board is all wrapped in fabric and stapled, now it's time for the bling. You could add a nice tassel fringe like this, or you could opt for a simple braided gimp. Keep in mind, no sewing here at all. You can use a great fabric glue to hold it all in place, and you don't even have to think about a sewing machine. I really do hope you'll give this project a try. I've made lots of these, and if the construction part is a little overwhelming, like I said, ask a guy or another girl for some help, but the fabric part of this project is easy as pie. So you will save yourself a fortune and have this gorgeous custom window treatment that you made yourself. Don't forget, you do want to line the back side of the cornice board with some white fabric, just so that from the curb you don't see it. So just tuck and fold the liner so you don't see any staples, and it'll be gorgeous, and you will have done it yourself.